Hello, welcome to my corner of YouTube. I am Elena and I am a homeschooling mama to three, the wife of an extremely hardworking husband, and this is just my little corner of YouTube where we talk about our life and all that that entails, and we are just trying to be inspired amongst the chaos. Today I'm going to talk about the books that I am planning to read for this quarter. I set out my books per quarter, so 3 months at a time, because instead of monthly, because it just works better for me. If I set out monthly goals, sometimes life gets lifey and we don't get to finish. So I have in front of me a couple of books that we've checked out from the library that I'm going to be skimming through until it's time to turn them back in, and then a couple of nonfiction books, and then some fiction books that are just kind of fun reads for me to complete. I have surprised myself more and been reading a lot more this year, but I noticed that of course for me, fiction is a lot easier for me to read and just kind of escape for a little bit. I've been using it as my downtime in the evening right before I go to bed. I've been trying to stay off my phone and just read a little bit before that ends. So let's jump in and see what I'm going to try to read this quarter. The first books that I'm going to talk about are actually recommendations from Nikki at That Homeschool Life here on YouTube. I'll link her channel down below. She is another homeschooling mama that I follow and just full of information and just has a really great channel. So the first book that she recommended was The Out of Sync Child. I don't know if the glare on that. But this is by Carol Stock Kranowitz, and it is recognizing and coping with sensory processing disorder. So my youngest son is on the autism spectrum, and I'm just picked this up to see if there are more ways that I can be of help to him. Going along with that is The Sensory Child Gets Organized. It's also Proven Systems for Rigid, Anxious, or Distracted Kids. And this one is by Carolyn, I'm going to mess up her last name, Dagliash. But this one we'll probably kind of thumb through a little bit instead of read page per page, just to get some ideas and see if there is anything that can help us here at home, help us to help him. It says on the back here, understand what makes your sensory child tick, create harmonious spaces through sensory organizing, use structure and routine to connect with your child, prepare your child for social and school experiences, and make travel a successful and fun-filled journey. And all of that sounds awesome to me. So I picked that up too. Both of these books I did get off of Thriftbooks. I try to avoid ordering from Amazon when I can. Sometimes I can't always do that, but I've been ordering from Thriftbooks. They're used, but I just think it's a great way to make sure that all the books are getting loved and not just trashed or recycled. Another book that we're going to, this book I've had for a little bit, but I've not yet read it. So I'm going to attempt to read it this quarter. It is Plan a Happy Life by Stephanie Fleming. Most people will know Stephanie Fleming from The Happy Planner. If you do planning, she is the founder and creator of The Happy Planner, and her book is Define Your Passion, Nurture Your Creativity, and Take Hold of Your Dreams. So I received this book actually when I purchased my 2021 Happy Planner. They were having a sale and you received the book free. So I am going to go through this this quarter and just kind of see. She's got some areas if you want to journal in and write notes. So I'm not sure if I'll write in my book. I don't know, sometimes I can be weird about that. Sometimes I just mark it all up, but we'll see. Let's go through our library book. So from the library, what I have checked out right now is Composting Basics, all the schools and tools you need to get started. This is one by Eric Ebeling with Carl Hirsch and Patty Olenek. I'm so sorry. I am probably getting these so butchered. we would like to start planting this season like so many others, but other than growing kiddos, I do not grow very much. I once killed a cactus, so it's gonna be really interesting to see how our garden grows, but I'm gonna try this project out with my kids. So along with composting basics, I checked out Homesteading, a backyard guide to growing your own food, canning, keeping chickens, generating your own energy, crafting herbal medicine, and more. This I am gonna thumb through, but I can't, we rent, so I can't have chickens here, but one day. But we're gonna thumb through this and see what we can glean from it. And then the other one, I do this frequently. I will go to the library and I will check out cookbooks and just kind of thumb through them before I like commit to buying them. So one that I've been eyeing for a while and my library had is the Wellness Mama Cookbook. I use her website a lot. I make a lot of her. She has like DIY spice blends that you can make. So like a ranch mix, an onion soup mix. Her Italian seasoning on her website is amazing. We put that seasoning for like everything. So if you get a chance, you should check that one out. But this is her cookbook. Her name is Katie Wells. So we are going to take a look. It's got that plastic, so the glare. Thumb through. I've already started thumbing through it and it looks great. So I'm excited to cook from there. So the fun books that I keep talking about are, the first one is Elm Creek Quilts. And I'm not even going to attempt to say her last name. I have read these books before. And I don't normally go back to reread books, but these stories are just happy. I really want to call them safe stories because they're just a good escape, and it's just a good escape, basically. It is a series, and this book is the 3-in-1 edition. So there's actually 3 of her stories in this one: the Quilters Apprentice, Round Robin, and the Cross Country Quilters. The Quilters Apprentice is the first book, and it opens up with a young couple, and they move to a new town, and they meet this older woman who lives on a very grand estate, and they at first don't get along, the wife of the younger couple, the young couple and the older woman. But I don't want to give too much away, but as it goes on, it becomes a quilting story, and it is about quilts. I don't quilt, but it's just endearing and lighthearted, and kind of feel good books. So I am going to reread these. Probably the entire series is on my, not for this quarter, but I would like to reread the entire series. So that one. And then the last one I am actually reading with my son. We watched on Disney Channel, there is the movie The Descendants, and then they have a second one too. I think they might even have 3 movies. I don't remember off the top of my head. But there are also books that take place in between the movies. And so we happened to find the first book at a Friends of the Library sale, and that book was called The Isle of the Lost. So I did read that one already. That is this one here. I don't know if you can see that. And then the second one was the book next to it, Return of the Isle of the Lost. And I read that one with him also. So he read them first. He has them on his bookshelf. We just happened to watch Descendants the other day, and he was mentioning it to me and was like, hey mom, I still have those books. Do you want to read it? And I thought, that would be fun. Let me read books with you or alongside you. Books, in this case, books that you already read, so that we can share that together. And so now I am on book 3, Rise of the Isle of the Lost. And this one, I think, takes place in between movie 1 and 2. We did find that they have a 4th book, and so we checked on Thriftbooks and it is there. We'll probably be purchasing that in a few weeks or so. But that is it. That's what I hope to read for this quarter. If you'd like to see what my kids are reading, because I do take them to the library frequently, and we did do, we had some news books that we got from Book Bundler. If you'd like to see what's piquing their interest, I have a 6-year-old who loves to be read to and thumb through books. And then I have a 8-year-old and my son, my oldest, just turned 14. They all are looking into books. My 6-year-old is not as big a reader as her brothers, but we're getting there. So if you'd like to see what they are reading, comment down below and let me know, and I'd be more than happy to share. And I'd love to see what you're reading and if you set goals by quarter or by month. That's all I have for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed.